Welcome to Summarize Science. Imagine a natural disaster has just struck an urban area. Roads are blocked, communication is down, and rescue teams need to know where it's safe to go and who needs help. Sending people in to scout is slow and dangerous, which is where drones, or uncrewed aerial vehicles, become incredibly useful. But you can't just fly a drone randomly. You need the most effective and efficient path possible. The researchers in this paper aim to solve that exact problem. How do you program a drone to automatically find the optimal flight path for reconnaissance? This isn't just about finding the shortest route. The goal is to find a path that covers the most area and collects the clearest data, all while staying at the perfect scouting height. Now, telling a robot how to get from point A to point B is a classic problem in computer science, but disaster zones are uniquely challenging because they are completely unstructured. The algorithms need to balance multiple goals at once, get to the destination, avoid crashing into debris, and do it all efficiently. To tackle this complex 3D problem, the researchers came up with a clever strategy. They broke it down into two simpler, more manageable steps. First, they planned a safe path on a flat, 2D map, almost like looking down from a satellite's perspective. This 2D path was calculated using an optimization model. This model had two main objectives: get the drone closer to its target and keep it far away from known obstacles like collapsed buildings or fallen trees. They used a special weighting system to help the drone decide which objective was more important at any given moment. To keep the calculations fast, the algorithm plans the path just one step at a time, always finding the next best move. Here, you can see their algorithm working on a simple, randomly generated obstacle course. The green line shows the final path the drone calculated, successfully navigating from the start point to the X-shaped target without hitting any of the black obstacles. Once they had the 2D path figured out, they moved on to the second part, determining the optimal flight height. They assumed that for any given drone and its sensors, there's a perfect altitude for collecting high-quality data. The goal of this second optimization step was simple: keep the drone as close to that optimal height as possible throughout its entire journey. They also added constraints to ensure the drone wouldn't make sudden, jerky movements up or down. To test their complete system, the team used this more realistic 3D model of a city block provided by MATLAB. You can see how they first projected this 3D world onto a 2D map, creating a simplified view of the environment. Then, they ran their 2D path planner on that map to generate the ground route. And here is the final result: a complete 3D trajectory that intelligently navigates the complex urban environment from start to finish. The researchers noted that the process was a success, but it had its challenges. The calculations slowed down a lot when the drone had to navigate tight spaces between obstacles. They also found that fine-tuning the weights to perfectly balance the mission's objectives was a delicate task. So, let's recap what this all means. By splitting a very difficult 3D navigation problem into two simpler parts, the researchers created a system that can automatically and reliably generate a safe and effective flight path for a scouting drone. In the future, this kind of technology could revolutionize disaster response. It could allow us to deploy fleets of autonomous drones almost immediately after an event to map damage, find survivors, and identify safe routes for rescue teams. Ultimately, this work helps pave the way for faster, more effective relief efforts that can save more lives. If you found this look into the future of rescue robotics interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Summarize Science for more.